Ring, 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 ring. Zanziphone.
Zanzibar. You three finished up, Samson?
Yep.
Alright.
Nim's falling asleep, so guess it's a good time to head out.
I suppose it is. I'm 5 buildings down from the barrels. You should see me as you walk past.
So about
Oh.
that.
I did not.
Hey. And Simpson's gonna, nudge Shala to, let's go back to the barrel.
What? Why?
Because he's over there.
Can he not come out?
I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to do his whole funny magic act in front of whoever the hell those guys are.
I'm confused.
Me too. Or was that above board?
Aren't they over there?
I don't know.
Well, I suppose if we have to satiate his will. She looks around to see if there's a safe place to put Nim, decides there's not, and then keeps carrying Nim. Cause she's like, we're all going, and we're getting in the bath, and we are scrubbing until our skin falls off. Or for me, fur.
Or for you, clothes, because you bathe in your clothes.
Yeah.
I would say maybe give the clothes an extra rinse or two, since smells tend to stick to those a bit more.
You can give us that advice when you're awake again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
So,
at
yeah.
him being asleep.
Shell will follow Samson back in.
Then Samson
Will navigate his way towards Zanzibar.
and you see Zanzibar now standing outside looking towards the barrels. The opposite direction from you.
If I see him, I will go up to him.
Zanzibar hears the clopping behind him. He looks at you. He's like, "What? I thought you three were over by the barrels."
Oh, I went to go leave.
You know what? I've seen enough today. I don't feel like having a confused conversation. There seems to be one door here that is actually serviceable with a little bit of maintenance, and we can attach that to the network. Nim's asleep. I don't think she's going to care that it's going to be attached to her apartment. Well, of course, it's also a big network, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, and he'll just clop around the things, and as he comes around to the back of the structure, he's gonna poke his head in a hole and move the barrels into the concrete building in the back. It's falling apart, but it's a little safer and cooler from the sun. Makes it less dangerous when they are opened. You just hear him go, "Yes, boss. Good. Perfect. We're already on great blades." And he's gonna walk up to this horrible looking bunker concrete cube with a huge rusted metal door. And he's gonna grab the wheel and start spinning it as it just makes this horrible scratching noise from how badly it's not been maintained. He's gonna push it open. What is in here? Gonna walk into the dark of it, and it's like, I guess at one point it was some kind of cellar. As he's going to pull out a barrel of completely mummified oats. Oh, there's no saving that. And he's just gonna put it outside in the muck. Give me a second. He's just gonna snap his fingers, kind of de-rust the door. It certainly doesn't look clean or pristine, but he's just prestidigitizing the shit out of it, trying to get it to move. scrawls some runes on it. And Samson, you might take interest because you're closest to him. You can hear him running his finger over the concrete, but it sounds like it's etching something in.
Is it dark in here?
Actually, yes. Except
Samson's
for
gonna put on his new goggles.
yeah!
What do you think? How's it feel to be able to see?
He just puts them over top of his old goggles.
Yes, how many times do I have to say that?
17 more times.
17 more
just
times
like-
because it's fucking funny. Deal with it.
So how does it feel to be able to see?
Wow, this is weird. Is everything like... I expected more color.
Kella shrugs.
You missed the perfect opportunity to be like, I can see clearly now, the dark is gone.
No, the dark's still here.
But yeah, no, at one point in time it was apparently like a storehouse, but everything there is dusted to shit.
What's Zanzibar etching?
You see, he's etching in runes, but he's actually doing it, and it looks like he's writing it in Eve. You can't figure out how or why his finger is acting like an Eve pencil, but it's Zanzibar, so at this point you're like, you know, that might as well track.
He's just
Checks
reading
out as
Enigma
weird
over and
mystic
over.
old man bullshit.
Yeah, it meets the qualifications of mystic old man bullshit. What did you say, Shay?
He's just writing Ligma, don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, base.
And at some point we'll have to clean that out and sanitize it. As he finishes what he's writing around the door frame. Alright, back you go, back you go. Enough peering. Pulls the door shut, throws the lock back open, and opens it up into Emma's house, or apartment. And now we're working with portals.
Way, and Samson's gonna run in.
Zanzibar is going to allow Kiala to carry him through before he goes in. Does Kiala go through the door?
Yeah?
Okay.
And then wakes up at the lack of stank. He's
Zanzibar will,
going to get a bath.
and Zanzibar will fall behind and shut the door behind him, which will close the portal in the wall. That now has a door drawn on it.
Hey, do you guys want any... I have 2 baths, so while I go take a bath, one of you could get in. I have a bunch of scented stuff. You guys want a particular smell?
I think I've had enough smell for today.
I mean a pleasant one.
Kella shakes her head.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys can go in first.
And Yala, I think you should give your clothes an extra scrub. Sometimes smells stick to clothes a bit more.
Alright.
Give Amka an extra bath.
Yay!
Bath time for Anka.
Man, Samson, are you really okay with Yella bathing with her ex?
Yes. He is,
Yeah.
in fact, laundry.
I'm strongly considering having Yella be like, why don't you just join us?
It's already a party for 2. We can make it 3.
Of course Samson is okay with it. He already knows Yala's polygamous.
I mean, except that he specifically requested not to be.
Yeah, like a while ago.
I remember, I was just hoping the joke would stick at face value.
Yeah, Nim's in the tub for like 2.5 or so. I don't know how long it takes Yellow to scrub.
But yeah, Yella's gonna look at him and be like, we could probably clean each other off much more efficiently.
there's a meme, and it's like, you come into a place like, this is really nice. And then you look at it and it's like, where your clothes at? Because Samson, we get naked because that's how you pay.
Yay. This is... So, Hyala actually made, like... She low-key just needs an example of how to bathe indoors because she hasn't before.
What do you mean I have to get naked?
Samson is very much like a little red. Like,
And then we'll come back and, oh, let me show you where the towels are. Why are you red?
And then he's just he's like frozen, just a little bit.
Hyala will, glance at Nim.
And then glances back.
And she looked at her, and she looked at him.
It's what?
A bit embarrassing to ask, but I may need a demonstration on how these systems work.
Oh, I can show you. Come on.
And then Hyala will look to Samson and be like,
I don't need you anymore.
I've got Nim!
Samson's still just going, ah.
So, Nim will, explain and ask if she needs a visual demonstration.
Hyala, I assume it's like... Is there like a pump or is it like actual plumbing?
Ordo?
Like, what is the system in place?
Glotnia does in fact have plumbing.
Poggin.
Okay. So Hyala, like, looks at the handle and kind of, like, taps it a couple times with a claw.
Then we'll demonstrate all the bits and bobbits.
This is a handle. Hot water, cold water, lukewarm water, off. Go.
So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn this handle up, and that activates the hot water. But it takes a second to warm up, so you're going to let it run for like 2 to 5 seconds. And then make sure, this is the important part, make sure the stopper right here, and then turns off the water. The stopper right here is in here. Otherwise, the water's just going to go all down the drain, and then that's just not filling up the tub.
I see.
Most of the time, if you're bathing indoors, you actually do take off your clothes.
What?
Yeah.
Then how do you clean the clothes?
I pay someone else to do it. But
Hyala looks at her clothes and then looks at Nim, and then looks at her money wallet and then looks at Nim.
if you want, I can clean your clothes with magic. It shouldn't be hard.
Oh.
You're gonna probably want something else to wear while I clean your clothes, right? Like, you want a shirt and a pair of pants?
Y'all in casual clothes.
I'm picturing her in a bathrobe.
Or do you want like a bathrobe? Those are really comfy to lounge in, but you gotta be careful because if you cross your legs, you should show everything. Nim keeps it
Hyala's
like,
slightly overwhelmed by all of this information.
And now Hyala is red. But for Hyala, that's
She's
just
not red, she's just confused.
She too is blue screening for different reasons.
yeah, so what Nim will do is she'll cast a minor illusion and like show what she's offering. So that way it's not just like all verbal information.
She's like a
I
home
have-
shopping network. Here we have a new bathrobe.
Here we have a luxurious bathrobe. We have it in black, orange, and gray. Now, this is very water absorbent, so you can get into it right out of the tub, but it won't mildew if you wash
Her
it
plan-
within the same day.
Her plan is wearing it into the tub, so...
No. Any questions?
So, you change into different clothes to wash in?
No. You take off all of your clothes, get in the water, scrub a dub, and then get out, dry off, and then put on different clothes that are clean.
The customs of this place are strange. But I guess if it's not cold, that's something you're able to do.
Oh, also, if the water here doesn't get cold enough for you, I don't know if you want to bathe in hot water or cold water. I can make the water colder.
That's alright.
Also, Nim will explain the different products that she has for, like, bathing.
Hyala is entirely baffled by the concept of liquid soap.
She also has bar soap. It's like, I've never used it, but, like, there's bar soap if someone wants to. But this soap is a conditioner for your hair. I don't know if I have any first.
Hyala looks at her entirely hair-covered body.
Yeah, so Nim's like, I don't know if I have any for a specific one. But, yeah. Oh, this one is an after bath one, where you can put it on your fur, and it makes it all silk and smoothie. Yeah, so Nim just, like, goes down the list and explains, and, like, shows you her bath bomb jar.
Bomb?
What?
Why would you want to explode the tub?
Oh! My bad. So what it is, you put one of these in the tub, and they make little fizzy bubbles, and so it, like, scents the water, without, like, if you want to use, like, less bath stuff, if you don't really want to bubble bath.
Hyala gets into the fucking.
But you don't want to put more
water.
than 3 in at once.
Yeah, why is it spicy?
Why is it
Hyala gets
spicy on my
shampoo in her eyes. Nim, why is it spicy?
Why is my eye spicy?
Yeah, just make sure it doesn't get in your eye. It will sting.
I like that Samson comes to and everyone's just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd everybody go?
So, what do you want for after you get out of the tub? You can put your clothes in this basket, and then points to a laundry basket.
Hyala nods.
What
And
do
for
you
the
want?
record, she's got the same facial expression as when she's, like, studying runes with him.
Then we'll go, so, do you want just, like, a bathrobe to chill in afterwards, or a shirt and pants? I have nightgowns.
Perhaps whatever covers the normal amount.
Well, what's your normal amount? You're pretty covered.
Hyala just gestures to her clothes.
To all of
Okay,
us.
I'll see what I can do. And so then we'll go back out, and then we'll, find a... It's, like, baggy. It's, like, a baggy, shirt, but it's, like, a basic button-up. And, like, pants
Cool.
that she hopes aren't too long for Hyala.
Hyala in casual clothes.
And then, Nim will explain, how to use a towel. For after you're out of the tub, in case you have excess water.
Hmm.
And where they go when you're done.
Hyala's just like,
so much excess
well,
water.
That much I know. If
Oh,
you leave
okay.
a lot of water after bathing, it freezes. And then getting it out involves ripping out chunks of hair occasionally.
Oh. Ow.
Hyala just kind of nods.
Do you have any other questions? Concerns?
I don't think so. And she runs over the things that are relevant again.
Sounds like you got it. Then Nim will go, I'm gonna take a bath now. Nim goes to take a bath.
Nim takes a bath.
For 2.5 hours.
For
We only have-
150 minutes.
So what's Samson doing?
Samson is conscious again,
Wow.
and he is confused at where everyone else went.
Zanzibar was still there, just prestidigitizing everything he can.
Where'd the others go?
Well, you kind of completely went full paralysis at the thought of you bathing with Yala. And as far as I know, Nim was giving Yala a full educational course on bathing indoors, the non-frozen climate edition. And I've been scrubbing this apartment down, all while you have pretty much stood there for... Then he goes to look at the clock. I don't know how long, just going, ah. Eventually, it became white noise.
I didn't ask a rundown for what I was doing. Thank you.
I know. I was there.
Well, I gave you the run. You said, where'd everybody go? I told you where everyone was.
No, there's a lot of other people in the world.
Also, as he's just like on his hands and knees with a scrub brush.
Didn't he say where the others went?
Yes, he literally said Nim and Yala went into the bathroom so that Nim could give Yala a crash course in how to bathe indoors, non-frozen climate edition. He's also on his hands and knees with a scrub brush by your feet. He's like, also, I've been waiting for you to come too so I can get the mud under your feet. Would you mind just like pick your pick? He's just like trying to pick your leg up. Like,
Oh, and he's gonna just take his boots off.
Sketchy.
I've never picked you for such a clean freak.
Well, I prefer to keep a relatively clean house where I can. You know, I'm assuming that entire tower is going to be a wreck by the time we get back, because, well, I did hand you a Chaos Incarnate for a pet. And
He's so
also,
cute.
I am in at least one of Nim's Persona's houses, and this, at the root of it all, is Nim we're talking about. If this gunk gets into this floor, it's going to smell for months. She's not going to be happy. I'd at least like to try and keep her happy where I can. So I clean. Scrub.
Well, they're probably bathing then. So, I'll wait until everything's said and done. Simpson just reclines in a chair.
Quite the gentleman. Also, you're gonna get your stink in that chair, too. I'll scrub it out.
At some point, Hyala comes out.
Is Hello all clean?
Nim's baggiest clothes.
Hyamla be all clean.
Woo.
Add plus clean to Hyala sheet.
How was it?
A bit strange.
Is it because Nim has all this, like, weird stuff to clean with?
Well, there's that, and the strange state of undress you have to be in. While clothes apparently get washed separately.
Is that not normal where you're from?
She shakes her head.
Samson, we don't even poop indoors. Why would we bathe indoors?
Why would you poop indoors?
Exactly.
Fucking
Why-
weird.
Why would you poop where you bathe? Unless it's outside. Then everywhere's a poop and bathe. The whole world is
Why
your
do you
litter box.
bathe where you sleep?
But yeah, Kel's just like, it's generally more efficient to clean both at once, and Well, it's not usually safe to be undressed when it's a bit cold out.
That makes sense.
So,
I mean,
does that mean Varisis also has people washing nude?
yeah, typically. Although we don't have much, indoors. Well, it's a weird situation, comparatively.
Oh god, with the lack of water, does that mean they take, like, dust baths?
No, they're not chinchillas.
Well,
Are you
like,
sure?
there's not,
Samson Chinchilla sounds great.
there's barely enough water to drink. I doubt that there's enough water to, like, bathe with. That'd be really interesting. Like, they just have a basin full of sand and you scrub yourself down with the sand?
I feel like that would just damage your skin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're sandblasting yourself.
No, but like if you're constantly rubbing down into skin when your human physiology is like, I require water.
But yeah, I assume he tells Yella, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah. So I'd assume for Varishas folk, they have like a communal bathhouse of some sort in like the cities and towns. And for private stuff, it's more of just like a barrel under a fire that you fill with water.
And so he's like, I imagine he's telling Yella about the communal baths after being like, yeah, we don't wear clothes, and she's just like getting kind of flustered. I see. Interesting.
Yeah, it's we don't get lots of water out there, so it kind of helps to save water where we can. So we usually scrub off in one place and then just sort of soak in for a bit in another.
Well, in there is ready.
Oh, right. Excuse me. Samson will head into like the room with his stuff and like come out with another pair of clothes.
I'm right, it is sandbathing. I'm sorry, I got totally distracted. Yeah, sandbathing's the same thing, cool. So you come out with another set of clothes?
Yeah, Samson will come out with another set of clothes and just go into the unoccupied bathroom and take a bath.
And bathe.
Yeah.
There's probably a non-zero amount of fur in there.
That shouldn't be as funny as it is, but it's very funny.
Yeah, that's... Alright, so, yeah. Samson's probably not bothered by it. Maybe a little.
Just rinse it out first.
Probably by the time Samson finishes, then we'll also be done.
Yeah.
but like her buns aren't up when she comes out, and also her hair is like ridiculously glossy, as she also did some hair stuff.
Hyola says, "Who are you?" and pulls out her great bow.
What do you mean? What are you doing in my house? I'm kidding.
And Samson will come out with a towel as he's like drying his hair, which is also
With just
currently
a
down.
towel?
Did you use
no,
any of
he has his clothes on,
Okay.
but like I thought that was already assumed by the fact he went in with a new pair of clothes.
Nope.
Oh. Okay. I
And
see
then
how
we'll
it is.
Then we'll ask, did you use any of the hair care products in there?
Huh? No, I had no idea how to use any of that crap.
Get back in the bathroom.
What?
Get back in the bathroom.
No.
I'll show you.
You're not gonna be putting stuff in my hair.
It's good for your hair. Don't you want your hair to be as glossy as mine, and then we'll do that hair flip? And
No, not really.
Why not? It feels soft. And then Nim will like hold out a strand. Feel it.
I'm good.
You have to.
Or what?
You're in my house. Do it.
No.
But Samson, your hair.
What
You
about
gotta
my
take
hair?
better care of it. Otherwise, it's gonna fall out when you're old. Or before you get to old. How you take care of it when you're kind of young determines what happens when you're old.
What do you mean kinda young?
What?
I think maybe let's leave it be for the time being. That talk about all the products was quite a bit, and I'm sure we have other things to do.
Do we?
She like looks at Samson.
He's genuinely confused. Like, do we?
Oh my god.
Internally, Hela's like, I'm trying to get you out of being forcibly hair washed.
Do we?
Besides, what's it matter? It's not like we have any of that stuff with us. Most of the time.
You're right, I should bring some.
That
I don't know
wasn't
what you
my
expected
point.
her response to be, Merrymaker.
You're still like in the main room of the apartment, right?
Yeah, we're all just talking about hair stuff. This has turned into a sitcom.
Zanzibar's just scrubbing down the chairs. Like, I can always provide some of that stuff. He's not even really paying attention. He just hears you talking. He hears Samson be like, "We don't have any of that stuff." It's like, I can easily provide that. It's easy to make. Landing of it. Not hard. Scrubbing the chair. Just scrubbing down the chair Samson was sitting in.
So last session we had a cup scrubber, and this session we have a floor scrubber.
Yeah, chair scrubber.
Scrub the chair scrubber.
Does the chair start to glow and then freeze time?
Will you see?
Man, someone whose entire dick whore is actually just Jeannie Holmes.
On accident.
On a complete accident.
A sculpting genie comes out of the chair, sits, and starts analyzing the canvases.
No, they're not finished. The ones in the living room.
I believe.
Damn, them always having all these works in progress, never finishing anything.
I believe that we can make some
There's
beautiful
some finished
cookies.
stuff. But like most of the stuff in the corner of the room is unfinished. Nim was quite actually in the middle of a project when she got this expedition.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, CJ!
I'm So
Nim
sore.
will sigh and go, fine.
So, Nim.
Hmm?
Are there any shooting ranges or something around?
I would assume so.
Do you know where they are?
Not a clue. I usually just ask some guard where stuff is.
Guard who?
You can find them on the corner of streets.
Ah,
They should be much more nice than paladins you ran into.
well, I don't think they could be less.
I think they could be less.
I would hope they're not.
I mean, I've gotten in trouble with worse. Sometimes.
Is
Oh
that
my.
so?
I mean, I didn't really get in trouble often, but the times I did, it was not as, well, I can't say it wasn't as fun. Neither were particularly fun, but let's just say you don't want to deal with Varesis officers.
That's what my auntie told me.
Verisifers.
Luckily, they're really inept, so they never actually catch me. Except for that one time.
So were you just having
They
an
don't
off
send an
day?
entire army off of one young man.
No, not yet, anyway.
So you guys want to go to a shooting range. What's the plan after that?
Dinner?
And then dessert.
Ooh.
Ooh, I love dessert. And with that, Nim will rush back into her room and then come back with a lollipop in her mouth.
For some reason, I thought it was the big wooden lollipop.
Yeah.
Just a
And she
big
waxes
wooden
both.
lollipop in her mouth, like, oh. It's just like an Ed, Ed and Eddie character. Her entire mouth is just completely wrapped around the head of the wooden lollipop.
I believe
No.
changelings can do that.
Yeah.
Just turns into like a half lizard folk and just.
Dislocates her jaw.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
Sus.
Shooting range.
That almost went to the wrong channel.
It always
Yay!
uh-oh,
You tried being in like 37 discords.
I am.
Yeah. I'm in a bunch. I just happen to only use like 2 or 3.
Why is that lollipop so big?
Because that shows humor.
Yeah.
So you
I'm
threw
not gonna lie though, but it's funny every time his parfait gets spilled.
You three are gonna go find a shooting range?
Jesus fucking Christ. Yes. Sorry, I was jump scared by the GIF because I did not know what to expect.
You got jump scared by a blah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
What show is it?
Gintama.
Gintama.
Oh.
That's
I thought you
Gintama.
didn't like that show, Jane.
That doesn't mean I didn't watch like 100 episodes of it.
I would assume something you didn't like wouldn't be considered, oh, it's so good.
No, okay, so here's the thing. The plot I really liked. It was just very minimalistically about the plot.
It takes so long for the plot to hit in Gintama.
Like,
oh my
friggin'
god.
Katsura, I'm like, I love you. You're adorable. Why isn't this show about you? And every time he was on screen, I was like, I love this show. And then he wasn't, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, I wanted more of Katsura and Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
We need to talk about how far you got.
It's been a while.
But that's later.
I don't dislike it. It just leans really heavily into humor I don't really find funny.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because some of the jokes I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the thing that got me to watch it was just, like, a random comedy scene. And then I was like, oh, this actually has, like, a really cool plot going on in the background. And then I was like, this is mostly the jokes and not enough of this really cool plot that I wanted going on.
Okay, so, like,
It's complicated.
It's, like, takes, like, 100 or 200 episodes for, like, the plot to hit, and then for, like, them to actually care about the plot. Because once the Shogun dies, that's the turning point of the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it gets less serious. The jokes still
Less
are
serious?
there. I mean, it gets more serious, and it actually starts to, like, oh, things need to start happening now, because it's also...
They need to make a Gintama Kai where they cut the non-plot stuff.
Oh my god. Because you kind of can't for, like, some of it, because some of the non-stuff has plot, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, but, like, that's when you leave it in. But there's definitely a good number of episodes that aren't that.
Yeah. Side tangents. I could talk about Gintama for a while.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I always avoided Gintama, because I'm like, well, the only thing I know about this show is it's funny, and I don't think that's ever enough to make me care enough to sit through it all.
That's just it. It has good characters. They just don't come up enough.
But we'll talk about those later.
Yeah.
So if it ignores every other good aspect of itself besides being funny, I think ducking it's been a pretty good call.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Like I said, I don't dislike it. I also don't particularly I don't love it.
You could.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to.
It has aspects, but then it also has aspects. You know?
One of those has another S.
Yeah, one of those is like capitalized and sparkly and in that like fancy cool text, and the other one's just like Helvetica size 8 font.
Did you know Helvetica used to be the default of Word?
Helvetica is the default of my word processor, I think. Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, you have Mac.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pages uses Helvetica, but most of the time I change it to Times New Roman because I prefer serif fonts.
It's really funny because people were like, no, you can't change the basic font of Word. This is injustice. We're not gonna take Arial or Times New Roman.
I adore you guys, but can you please stop talking about font?
No.
I took a class on this.
Do you have like a trauma related to font?
I do.
Share.
No.
Share on stream.
Well, it seems like it might be as good a time as any to call the stream, so share in the after session?
Maybe.
What is your mount stuffed with?
Vanilla wafers?
And you didn't give me any.
Well, they're not brand Nilla wafers. They're like cheap Lidl brand. Still just as good.
But they're Nilla wafers.
Oh, yeah, but Nim had asked, like, what's the plan?
And Samson answered dinner.
Yeah,
and then Yalla said dessert. And then Nim says, I love dessert, and then drop the subject.
Lollipop, and that's what happened.
Yeah, no, but then some, like, what about after dessert?
Double dessert?
Yeah, like, what are we gonna do going forward?
That's not entirely up to us, is it?
Nim shrugs.
What's Samson gotta say?
He'll shrug and be like, So Zanzibar, what's our next step?
And you just hear the scrubbing on the chair stop. Oh. Well, the next step of the entire scheme. Or is
Yes.
this subject? Okay. And that he'll take the scrub brush and snap it away. Crack his knuckles. Well, as far as I see it, we've managed to accumulate all 3 headmasters directly. That was part of the original plan. The other 2 seem to be in communication and en route, which totals 5. As it seems to be the case, your 3 have different inclinations for wanting to make a pilgrimage to Zanzibar. Because of the relationship of 4 of the 5, that will drag them for those 4 to Zanzibar. I can see to it that the other 2 also make way. That brings 5 very influential people right to my doorstep to give the same pitch that I gave to you 5, well, you 3, originally. It was supposed to be
You're gonna
5.
offer them a sword?
No.
That was the pitch you gave us.
No. Well, okay, amended. Conceptually, the pitch. The pitch I actually gave you was you could do what the idiot sent you to do and die, or you could live and do me a huge solid.
And put a sword in your arm.
So are you gonna tell them that they'll die too?
No, there's no need. You've already put your foot in the door for me. I have, in one manner of speaking or another, your vote of confidence. One manner of speaking or another. Which means it can be a much more civil conversation about the state of the world. Hopefully, I haven't met these people. And I can lay it out just like I attempted to lay it out for you 3. The Pantheon, the injustice, the horrible twisting of logic between good and evil, what's going to happen, who's going to try and do what, and at the end of the day, should all things go as planned, they will agree that fighting me and facing total obliteration is not as good as helping me obliterating the Pantheon and allowing the world to find a new status quo.
You should do it over crumpets.
I should do it over crumpets. And tea. We might just make this an entire dinner party.
Not a dinner party, snack party.
Snack party. He snaps his finger and points at him. Perfect. Table, hot drinks, maybe even some booze, snacks, cakes.
As he points at Nim, Simpson's going to just look at him confused and just start looking around the room.
What are you looking for, Samson?
Oh, well, you snapped, so I thought you did something magic-y.
No, I am capable of snapping my fingers without the magic. If you want, I could do something magic-y.
So it's lost its allure.
It's not as interesting if it's prompted.
Well, then I promise you that a magically induced snap will come at some point in the future at a time that you are undetermined of it.
I hope it's juice.
Could be juice. Could be anything.
I hope it's booze.
In any event, each one of them is on a separate time clock. Part of the reason why I wanted to try and get it all done within one day, but we can't work on the past, only the future. Which means we need time for them to connect, reconnect, gather, prepare. I think instead of the portal system, it might be better for them to actually travel Zanzibar as you did and experience what it has to offer. That might show them that it's not everything that they were led to believe. Some might find that more interesting, others might find it less.
So we got about a month?
I wouldn't say about a month. if I've been counting the days properly, I'd say 3 days. 3 days to spend, and then I can send you 3 to greet your personal headmasters and whoever ends up tagging along. I'm not keeping a close watch on the itinerary and the attendance sheet, he says in air quotes. I have no idea if Nim's headmaster is going to arrive with Prin's headmaster, or if by some manner of fate she'll show up with Celeste. I have no idea if Celeste is going to arrive with Samson's headmaster or with Hyala's headmaster. If Hyala's headmaster and Samson's
The ship possibilities are endless.
All this to say, it remains to see who ends up arriving with who, or maybe they all come independently. In any event, you know the path to the tower, or at least you know how to navigate, so you'll be indispensable to them. I can provide a vehicle, and, well, it'll allow me the chance to see just what they're capable of. After all, no matter what you prepare for, trekking across the continent of Zanzibar is a dangerous affair. After we accomplish that, though, well, anything's your guess. The war's going to kick off somehow. I suppose it's better if we kick it off. I don't know exactly how that should be done just yet. As for the commons, that needs time and preparation. I need to see just how the war kicks off to know how to put my resources into what basket and when. Any questions there so far?
No.
And he'll look over to Hyala and Nim.
Nim shakes her head.
There you go. You know what I know. I have to see just what the people who helped in the shaping of your abilities can do. I need to convince them. Should I be able to do it successfully, well then that at least guarantees 5 of the most prestigious academies in the Northern Quarter and their resources. That prestige can be used to influence the political sphere and attain us the armies that we need. It'll fall into place, eventually. Failure, after all, is not an option. What you 3 want to do with those 3 days is anyone's guess. But you will ship back to Zanzibar because, one way or another, you're going to have to show them how to get to the tower. Fair enough?
So I guess we're going back to the port?
Yes. But it's getting late in the day. That could at least be done till tomorrow.
Alright. So, we going shooting?
Sure.
Alright, let's get to it. And by this time, Samson's hair should be fully dried off, but he leaves it down for the day.
Samson hair! Samson hair! Samson hair. What were you gonna say, Jed?
I said eats it.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
Is purple like grape?
Don't do that. He just admitted to not washing it properly.
She puts his hair in a bowl and pours some milk in it.
She doesn't even do that with cereal.
Exactly. That's why it's even worse. Hair and milk. Cereal? Nah, hair and milk. It's sparkle in the dairy.
Yeehaws in the dairy.
Little yeehaw noodles.
Yeehamin.
Yeehamin Rider. That seems like a good place to call it. That's a good place to call it.
I'd say so.
Okay,
We can
goodbye. What, Jade?
We shoot things next time.
Woo! Shooting things. Goodbye, everybody. Woo!